Transport officials in Limpopo are scrambling to clear backed-up traffic at the Bietbrigde border post, where the queue has stretched for about 6 kilometers today. Thousands of people hoping to make it home for Christmas have been stuck there for several hours. Let's go live there. Bring in our reporter, Ngobile Madlala, who's been at the border from early this morning. Ngobile, are officials making any progress in clearing that backlog of vehicles?
Well, it seems it is working, that the process that they decided to implement, where they have portions of cars that they deal with, calling it really Group A, Group B and Group C to work with. We've seen that some of the vehicles were able to be cleared, but majorly they did ask that there were issues. They did explain that the issues were mostly in their counterparts, which will be Zimbabwe, where they were not clearing the vehicles as quick as they were processing this side. However, what we've also seen is that the people decided to jump off the buses and walk to the border post, which also did assist a bit in terms of the movement. However, as you can see still behind me, there's still some vehicles that are still yet stuck. The freight industry is one that's been affected the most, as it's still really not moving at all. At least buses as well as taxis have been able to move. But there are people here that have been here for quite some time and might be frustrated with the work that has taken place. I'm going to ask some of the people that are here to speak to us about how long the trip has taken them. Baba also all right, so just explaining, it's 4 hours, but it's on the other hand, we can't hear clearly. Let's try and get more people here to speak to us, to just give us an idea how long it has taken them to move. But how long has it taken you to be able to move towards the border?
12 hours.
And are you frustrated at all? You look like you're smiling. It looks like you're happy with the 12 hours.
I'm going home, that's all, man. Otherwise, I'm frustrated. Otherwise, I'm happy at the same time. Yeah.
So 12 hours for you to be able to come this side?
I have to be patient. Yeah, there's nothing that I can do. I cannot take this car and fly at the air, but I have to go home. And I'm going home. Wankushish. Thank you.
And tell me, when you get home, what are you expecting to see?
My wife first.
Thank you very much. Very pleased to be going home. Let's ask you, sir, how long have you been waiting for?
Oh, 24 hours. From yesterday, simile la airport. Ilayini yakhona ayihambi. Abanye abafowethu abasuka izolo lonke belapha airport. Siyacela besivulele nje sihambe siye ekhaya la siyedlala labantu bethu iChristmas. Kube basivulela nje sihambe ngendlela eziright. Sesidiniwe silapha, inyawo zivuvukile singane. Silabantwana bahleli lapha emotweni uyababona. Siyafuna la siyephumula labantu bethu labazali bethu. Siyadlalela lapha eBhodi iChristmas. Igrocery abantu bethu igcwele lapha etrailer. Abalampahla zeChristmas. Sivalele eBhodi kodwa sisebenza nzima.
But just recently we saw more movement engathi abantu sekuyahamba kancane.
Hayi akulanto ehamba la. From abafika izolo lonke bela. Ngoba abanye sibafonela abathi baphambili. Yabona kuthatha isikhathi. Siyacela ukuthi besivulele la siyefika emakhaya kukhaya. Into esicelayo kuphela.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. Well, Tembegile, those are some sentiments. The gentleman that's speaking to us saying that he's been here for 12 hours. Others have been here for 24 hours. Obviously, it's very difficult for a lot of people. I want to show you something. These are some of the people that are driving, but you can just see exhaustion. That's, of course, a driver that's currently in the border. That exhaustion just gives you an idea how difficult the route has been for many people. We did hear from the officials that were telling us that some of the issues have been the fact that there's been a breakdown also on some of these overloaded vehicles, and as a result it's been very difficult for them to be able to fix everything in one go. But families want to get home for Christmas, and this is becoming an issue for them. As you could see, a driver there just explaining that it's been such a long time that they've been here. Some of them are just tired. They're tired, but all they want to do is get home. You'll know that these are some of the busiest borders in the continent. We've been told numerous times that this border is very, very busy, and they're dealing with a lot of people. And you'll see that movement again. Some of the people that are walking on the ground as well, opting to walk because it seems much easier. But a lot of families, others have left their cars open just so that they're able to rest a little bit. But there's a lot of activities just happening here as people go towards home.
And Mobile, I heard you mention the fact that some of the vehicles in this queue that stretches for kilometers have broken down, which is adding to the long waiting times. But what are the other problems? Because this happens every year. Were the authorities, for example, adequately prepared to process the sheer volumes of travellers?
Well, when you speak to the authorities, Tembegile, they did highlight to us that they felt that they were prepared. In fact, they did explain that there were some deployees that were coming from borders that were not so busy, that were able to be deployed in this area to be able to work. But of course, if you ask people that are on the ground, you would feel that they haven't been really adequately prepared because, as they explained to us, that there were people that were deployed. However, if you look at the fact that people have had to wait here for over 24 hours, that shows in itself that people are affected, and this also adds into the frustration of people that are trying to get home, which questions really that preparation that they said that they had. But what they were telling us as well is that some of the issues that they have to be faced with is the fact that they have to deal also with the border that is also in Zimbabwe, and those were the issues that were affecting them, mainly because some of the cars, yes, were braking on the weighbridge, but the processes on the other side were much slower than this side, which made it more difficult for them to be able to continue, which meant that they needed to slow down in the processes and the work that they were doing in order to accommodate that side. At about 10 o'clock in the morning, Tembegile, they had already processed about 13,000 people to go to the other side of the border. Yesterday alone, the whole day was over 14,000. So, which shows that the numbers were already escalating and just going up, and more people are still expected to be going through the border. But you can hear the frustration from the people that are on the ground, that having people that have waited for 24 hours, it's not something that's healthy. It's not easy. When we spoke to the truck drivers, they were talking about the fact that they don't even have money anymore. They don't have water, they don't have food, and these are some of the things that are affecting the people that are trying to go over. And of course, officials just saying that they're trying the best that they can. Traffic officers were struggling as well in making sure that they can control the traffic. They even said themselves that it's not an easy task, and as a result they found that they had to now divide the traffic to be able to process. But also another thing adding to that was that some of the drivers were not even listening, dividing the oncoming traffic with the coming traffic, deciding that they are going to just drive on the wrong lane, which also added on the fact that the frustration, as well as some of the people that were coming out of the border, were unable to come out of the border.